property owner leased out a triple-decker in Fitchburg to a nonprofit running a sober house. 13 people were living there, 12 residents in recovery, and 1 live-in manager. Everything seemed fine, then the city stepped in. Fitchburg told them that they were violating zoning laws. The city's zoning code says that a family can't have more than 4 unrelated people living together. Since this was a sober house and not a traditional family, the city classified it as a boarding house, which isn't allowed in that zoning district. The property owner and the nonprofit fought back. They argued that the city's zoning law discriminated against disabled individuals, violating state and federal housing laws, since people recovering from addiction are legally considered disabled. They said the city couldn't impose zoning restrictions on them that didn't apply to other groups. This went all the way up to the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court. The big question was, does the city have to treat a sober house as a family, or just as any other group of unrelated people living together? The court sided with Fitchburg. The justices ruled that as long as the city applied the same rules to all unrelated groups, there was no discrimination. The law doesn't require cities to treat sober homes as families unless they actually meet the local definition of a family under the zoning code. In my opinion, the crazy part is that when the Zoning Board of Appeals first looked at this case, they actually allowed all 13 residents to stay and just set a limit moving forward, 4 people per unit. I think the board handled this exactly the way that they should have, and the appeal was unnecessary, and honestly, it was probably doomed from the start. So what's the key takeaway here? This case reinforces that cities and towns have the power to define what a family is under zoning laws, while still protecting disabled individuals from discrimination. In fact, Chapter 48 specifically prevents discrimination against disabled persons. It also means sober homes and other similar group housing situations can run into zoning issues depending on how a city defines group living. It might be a good idea to get some guidance from the town or city before actually starting this type of use or business in a particular building. If you're in real estate, property development, or zoning, this is something to keep in mind. And if you ever have questions about zoning laws or land use, let's talk. And hey, if there's a legal topic or case that you want me to break down, drop a comment. You might just see it in a future video. See you next time.